So when the Zoom Vaporfly 4% dropped years ago, I thought to myself, Nike was definitely onto something with the ZOOMX technology because it's super lightweight and soft and squishy, but they were pairing them with this carbon fiber runners that wasn't obviously made for casual. This is made more for like elite runners. And so, you know, it wasn't a shoe that you could really embrace from the casual side. I did say that I wanted a full-length ZOOMX pair of sneakers to drop without that carbon fiber, and we finally have it. We have the Nike ZOOMX Invincible Run Flyknit, and I like the fact that they actually call it the ZOOMX Invincible Run. But this is a crazy, crazy shoe, and I can't wait to break this down for you guys from a casual perspective. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I cover lots of soft and squishy sneakers on this channel. And also, if you guys want to buy a pair of these Invincible Runs, check the link in the description and I'll post them there. They run $180, and in my opinion, they fit true to size. It is an incredible, incredible shoe. In fact, I really think they probably should have just called them the Incredible Run, because Invincible Run may be a little bit misleading because of this ZOOMX technology. It's not the most indestructible materials on the planet, but we'll get more into that into my little casual review here. But this is a shoe, again, I've been waiting for the last couple years for a full-length ZOOMX midsole. Now, we've seen something in the past, probably one of my favorite shoes of all time from Nike in a casual perspective, which is the Nike Pegasus Turbos. This had ZOOMX, but it also had Nike React. So the midsole split in half ZOOMX, half React. And this was a really, really great shoe. Very comfortable. Loved everything about this one. I have a couple pairs on ice because I love this shoe so much. But now Nike finally developed a pair of ZOOMX running sneakers without that carbon fiber plate in the middle, and I am excited about it. The price point, again, is a little bit high at the $180 price. But in my opinion, just straight out the gate, this shoe is amazing. And if you like soft, squishy sneakers on your feet, this is a must try, especially if you like Nike sneakers. If you liked this shoe right here, which this is a really good one, the Infinity React 2 or the Infinity React 1s, try the Invincible Runs. This one is even softer and squishier on feet, which these are just insane. As soon as you put them on, you're like, holy moly. Like there's no softer, squishier cushioning out there. For comparison, we have the Hoka Clifton 7s. These are really, really good too. They're soft and squishy, but they don't have that kind of bounce back that you get from the ZOOMX. It's more like soft padding for your feet as you're stepping with a little rocker motion. But this shoe gives you a lot more spring back from the heel if you just step on the heel, or just on the forefoot. If you just step, you feel like a little bounce when you're stepping on it. It's really, really something. So I'll give you a couple words from what Nike says about the shoe. Light, soft, and responsive, made to keep you on the run. Get after those long runs with the Nike ZOOMX Invincible Run Flyknit. A lightweight and responsive foam delivers a super soft feel that helps deliver energy with every step. Breathable and secure, it's one of our most tested shoes. Lace up and feel the potential when your foot hits the pavement. Higher foam helps provide an even softer feel. A wide, exaggerated shape in the forefoot offers a more stable ride. Nike ZOOMX foam is responsive and lightweight and gives you bounce with every step. Shaped like a rocker, the foam provides support in 3 phases of a runner's stride. It offers flexibility when your foot rises off the ground, a smooth ride when your foot is moving forward, and cushion at ground contact. An evolved Flyknit upper places zones of breathability where your foot heats up the most. It's strong, durable, and keeps your foot secure with every mile. A waffle outsole was created using runner-informed data for traction where you need it. This info also helps guide the design and look of the shoe's sidewalls. And just a general overview of the shoe, I mean, starting off with the upper, it looks like you have a mesh. Honestly, it looks like an engineered mesh. It doesn't look like a Flyknit, so I don't know necessarily why they call it Flyknit. It's kind of rough to the touch, to be honest, but on the inside they have an extra little liner, so it's not rough on your feet. You have little reflective notches at the front of the shoe on each side, and then also one strip on the back. I like that they add those quick little safety elements into the shoe. It's nice to see. There's no fly wire on this one. They just have fused material for the lace holes. As you can see, the exaggeration of the shoe is pretty major. The forefoot has lots and lots of room with a wide feet platform, and then also on the heel. It's very, very similar to the shape of the Infinity React. You do have a little stability plate around the back of the shoe, and then it also protrudes pretty far back out and extends outward. But unlike the Pegasus Turbos and the Alpha Flies, it doesn't stick out to a point. It actually flattens out and just has like a big brick look on the back, which is kind of crazy. But honestly, the wide platform is really, really important for stability, and I'll get into that in just a second. The midsole is massive. I mean, look at the size of this thing, from the forefoot all the way through the middle and the back of the shoe. Like it's just a huge soft squishy ZOOMX midsole that I really dig. The traction on the outside is pretty significant as well, as they were alluding to, which is also really important because, as we saw from the 4%, the ZOOMX grinds up pretty fast. Out of the other two ZOOMX shoes out here, this one has the most stability, it feels like, on the heel cup of the shoe. But the best part about it to me is the crazy soft squishiness around the collar of the shoe. It's like the neoprene. It's like the plushest, softest, nicest stuff. It doesn't feel like they skipped out on this. I don't know why. It just really feels good. Better than any of the other Nike shoes out here. Pegasus Turbos, the Infinity Reacts, the Alpha Flies, and the 4%. This is softer and squishier than all of those. And you also get that on the tongue as well. And one of my favorite features, the fact, again, and I always say this, but they have an attached detached tongue, which means it's detached at the top. It feels like a regular tongue, but it's kind of a mock tongue because from this point down, it's actually locked into your foot and it's sewn on each side of the shoe. So it's loose at the top and then also locked down at the bottom. And honestly, it's just the best of both worlds. Aesthetically, it looks cooler because it does have a detached tongue. And also for wider feet, like there's just less tension in this section of the shoe, which I personally love. They went in the same direction of that Nike React with that textured material on the back part of the shoe. And that part of it, I don't really get why they did. It's going to add more confusion to the market because a lot of people, when they're used to seeing those weird ripples and stuff, they think automatically Nike React. So if you look at the shoe and you don't know anything about it, you're going to think it's the same thing as the Infinity React, maybe just a little slightly better version. But if you want a softer, squishier ride on feet, there's no comparison. You have to try the shoe, even over the Infinity React. This one has so much more squishy feel to it and much more appeal with the ZOOMX, and hopefully the masses will understand that, because this is one of those shoes, I think 3 years from now, people are going to start going, oh, these are different than these. Like, I don't think that they really get it. So I think that that's kind of a bad move from Nike. They shouldn't have done the same sort of look on the sides of the shoes. It should have done something completely different. Now, we've seen the ZOOMX in these cases. They probably should have just done something like that with the name ZOOMX on the shoe, which is the other thing that I don't think is really smart. On the shoe itself, you don't see any ZOOMX written on the midsole, just on the little platform right here. So I don't know why they didn't accentuate it even more. They did on the box by calling it the ZOOMX Invincible Run, but it is what it is. Now, to break down a little pro and con action for you guys, just at the gate is my thoughts. I will be doing a month after wearing these because I plan on beating these up pretty heavily in the next month. Some of the pros, obviously, they're squishy AF. These are squishy. They feel amazingly soft and squishy on feet. If you want a recovery sneaker, this is definitely a shoe that you're going to feel really, really comfortable in. It's ridiculous how much squishy feel is in this shoe. Again, from the forefoot all the way through the heel, the whole step through is crazy, crazy squishy. And another pro is there is a little bit of a rocker feel there to make it so you kind of propel forward a little bit. Nothing obviously like this, the Alpha Fly, because this has a carbon fiber and then the Zoom stacks in the front. You definitely feel like you're rocking forward in both of those. In this one, there is a little bit of a rocker feel as you kind of walk. It's more of a natural motion feel than what I would have expected in the shoe, which is a good thing. As I mentioned, the cushioning is really, really soft around the collar, very comfortable, and also on the reverse side of the tongue. Another big pro is the traction in the shoe, as I mentioned, is really good. Also, it's nice that they added a lot on here. I don't know how it is against slippery surfaces, but it is definitely something to note that they used a lot of traction. And the last pro that I wanted to mention is these don't feel as unstable as expected. And I know it's kind of a weird pro, but you would think that with this soft and squishy of a shoe that you would have a really unbalanced feel. But surprisingly, when you put them on and you squish back in the back heel and you rock back and forth, they just kind of sinks in each side and pushes out. It doesn't feel like you're gonna, like the Vapor Max is a prime example of something that you just walk and you hit the wrong spot and you're just like, whoop, there it goes. Like you feel for sure like you're gonna topple over. Like you don't get that. It just kind of rests in the spots as you rock back and forth in the wrong positioning that you're probably not supposed to be going in, because you're supposed to be just running forward in these. But the side to side rocking didn't feel bad. And obviously look at how big and wide the platform is. That definitely is a strategic placement with that, as well as in the forefoot. So you definitely are on a wide base on this shoe, which really, really helps. with the stability. Now, a couple of the cons that I wanted to mention, obviously, like I mentioned, the invincible run. Not sure if these shoes are going to be really invincible. They might make you feel invincible when you're running them, but it's going to be ironic if they call it the invincible run and these things just get destroyed really, really quickly. I'm sure serious runners out there that are running in these, report back if you guys are watching this random video and let me know, like, if you run in these, are yours going to get thrashed or not? I know the Pegasus Turbo, that was a big issue with a lot of people, was the separation between the React and the ZOOMX. It would just break. The ZOOMX part specifically would just snap on some of the Pegasus Turbos. I never had that problem. I have 5 pairs, but my wife had it happen and my wife's friend had it happen. But that'll be interesting to know if this is going to be a durable shoe or not. The other big con for myself about the shoe, which is something that I wasn't expecting, is the overall weight of the shoe is not as light as expected. This comes in at 10.4 ounces at a 9.5, and that's not super, super light. This is 8.2 ounces. So the Alpha Fly, although at 275, it's 8.2 ounces. This is like 10.4 ounces though. The Infinity React 2s are actually just a hair lighter or just right on par with this. So I thought that this would have been much heavier than this shoe, but for some reason, I think it's probably because all of the traction on the bottom, this shoe actually weighs just as much, if not one tiny hair more than the Infinity Reacts, which again, super crazy. So if you couldn't tell, as I had them laid out here, it actually goes from lightest to heaviest, and this is the heaviest one that I have on the table. We have the lightest being the 4% at 6.8 ounces. The Alpha Fly is at 8.2. The Pegasus Turbos are only 8.4. The Hoka Clifton 7s are 9.1. And the Fresh Foam V11s are 9.6. Heaviest shoe on the board out of all the comfortable sneakers out here, which that kind of pains me a little bit because I would have expected this again to be that much lighter. That being said, it doesn't feel heavy on your foot by any means, and the soft and squishiness is there. And obviously the reason why they did the rubber outsole the way they did without little missing spots on the bottom is because they need the durability for that ZOOMX to pop the way it does. So it's kind of a give or take. You want something soft and squishy, but it's a little bit less durable. You have to give it some extra rubber to make it work, and that's what they had to do. The other thing that I wanted to mention is sort of a con is the zonal placement of the breathability on the upper. When I put my hand inside the shoe and kind of breathe in, I don't feel a lot of ventilation in the tongue area of the shoe. I do feel it a little bit on the sides here and a little bit over the toes, but it's not a very breathable shoe comparative, obviously, to something like this, as well as even the Infinity React 2s feel like they're a little bit more breathable. It probably won't cause any issues, but I was actually surprised that it was a little bit warmer than expected. And the last con being that the shoe's just not that pretty. It's kind of an ugly shoe. Anytime you have ridiculous oversized nature like that, it's going to be hit or miss. Some people are going to be like, yeah, I don't see what the problem is. It looks just like a regular running shoe. Other people are going to be like, those are fugly, has a huge butt on it, and I don't like that big soft squishy butt. I don't know. Some people aren't going to like them. I don't like necessarily hate them. I don't think you can do too much with it because of the knit upper, the way it is. It just looks like they're probably is going to lack some design because of it. But I do like the functionality of the shoe, and for me, it's function over design when it comes to a comfortable pair of sneakers. Although we always want something that's a little bit sleek and sexier. Like Pegasus Turbos, I think, is a sleek, sexy looking shoe. The way it kind of points out in the back and protrudes, and it just looks fast. This doesn't look as fast at all. And obviously it's made for comfort, but with ZOOMX, you're going to think fast because it is called ZOOMX. I would think with ZOOMX, you'd want something fast and furious. It's like almost the opposite of this crazy, crazy aggressive design of the Alpha Flies. Now you have the chunky dad version of the Alpha Flies. This one's for long distance running. This one's for long distance running too. It just looks like a dad shoe, sort of, which I'm okay with because I'm a dad. But again, sexiness is not really the appeal on this guy, but some people that appreciate the dad bods, I guess, might like these shoes. I think that they look okay. They don't look as good as they could be, but maybe I'm just waiting for the right colorway because there's only 3 as of right now. This colorway is almost gone as of me recording this video, but they do have a full size run of the black and white colorway, which in my opinion is the best looking one, and probably one that I'm going to scoop up if I can get it on discount. These won't be on discount anytime soon, but it is a shoe that I definitely want a second pair in because it's that good. It's soft, squishy, and amazingly great on feet, and I knew this would change my top 5 vacation sneaker countdown. This shoe definitely knocks out the spot of the Pegasus Turbo 2, Turbo 1s, and the Infinity React, that sort of place. This one would be the one that I would take instead. So definitely one to keep in mind if you're looking for something soft and squishy. Again, link in the description if you guys are trying to buy a pair of these Invincible runs, and I think these are great. Leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think? From a casual, is it a shoe you can rock? From a running perspective, is it a shoe that you really like or not? Leave some comments and let me know. But I think a lot of people that try these so far on Twitter, the ones that have bought these and replied back to my tweets, they said that these are amazing. As I agree as well. I think that these really are amazing. Expect me to do a couple comparison videos to these. Primarily, I think I'm going to do a comparison to this shoe right here, as well as maybe the Ultra Boost 21, because this is 180, the Ultra Boost 21 is 180, and I think they both have a lot of great offerings. But that's the video. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Subscribe to the channel again if you guys are new and you guys like the content, and hopefully we'll see you guys back here for some more sneaker videos very soon. Peace, guys.